going to do some quick introductions and give you a brief overview of what's happening this evening. My name is Dr. Laura Truxler, and I'm co-director of the First Year Experience program, along with Casey LaBarbera, who has an amazing Zoomscape going on with some incredible lights. I love it. And she is the Assistant Dean of Student Affairs and Director of New Student Programs, Involvement, and Leadership. That is a huge title, Casey. It's been an honor to work with Casey this semester. So our program tonight, we're going to do a brief overview. We're going to start with an invocation. We're going to have an opportunity to hear a musical piece, and we're going to hear a reflection from a peer mentor who participated in a program this year, and also a first-year student. After that point, I'm going to invite the 10 FYE professors to share the students in their section who received awards this evening. And then finally, we're going to wrap up with some different ideas to stay connected over the holiday break and into the spring semester. And we're going to announce the prize, our raffle prize winners as well. So thank you again for coming this evening. It's an honor to be here with all of you. We are all gathered as faculty, staff, and students. We're zooming in from all over, but we're connected through our participation in the First Year Experience program. So as we get started in our celebration this evening, I invite you to put into the Zoom chat whichever town or city you're joining us from this evening. So I think the most important thing to think about tonight is we made it. We made it to the final week of classes. About 16 weeks ago, you began your academic journey at Holy Names University. Growing up, I doubt any of you ever imagined that your first semester in college would take place on Zoom. In the middle of a global pandemic, nonetheless. But you said yes. You said yes to being a college student. Because let's face it, you're hawking awesome. You stepped into the unknown. You've demonstrated that you're resilient, persistent, and above all, you're an integral member of our HNU community. It has been an incredible honor to partner with you this semester. I'm grateful for you, all of our first-year students, our incredible team of peer mentors, and our extremely dedicated FYE faculty. Throughout the fall semester, you have embodied and practiced the academic theme for this school year, Stronger Together, Soaring Through Justice. In just a few moments, I'm going to invite Alejandra Hernandez to lead us in an opening invocation. Before I do so, I want to play a video clip from the convocation ceremony that took place at the start of this semester. Convocation officially marks the start of the academic year. The most memorable part of convocation is officially welcoming our first-year students and transfer students into our HNU community. This year, convocation took place over Zoom, but we were able to maintain one of the most incredible HNU traditions, which is chalking the names of first-year students on the stairs leading up to the chapel. I invite you now to watch that section of the video clip from convocation. So as you watch this video clip, I invite you to look for your name, and I invite you to reflect on the people in your support network who have stood by you on your academic journey. Who are they? Who are those people who've always believed in you? I invite you to now put their names into the Zoom chat as a way of honoring them. Your family members, your friends, your advisors, your mentors, your professors, your colleagues, who are they? This is your chance to call them out and honor them.
Hello, everyone. So I want to invite you to close your eyes or bow your heads or whatever makes you feel comfortable and reflect on this prayer. I want to begin with a sign of the cross. So in the name of the Father and the Son and then the Holy Spirit. Amen. Father, I have knowledge, so I pray you'll show me now how to use it wisely and find a way somehow to make the world I live in a better place and to make life with its problems a bit easier to face. Grant me faith and courage and put purpose in my days and show me how to serve you in the most effective ways. So all my education, my knowledge, and my skill may find their true fulfillment as I learn to do thy will, and may I ever be aware in everything I do that knowledge comes from learning, but wisdom comes from you. Amen. In the name of the Father and the Son and then the Holy Spirit. So we are towards the end of the semester, and I am so proud of how far we've all come under these circumstances, and I am so excited to find out what's next in store for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ale. I appreciate that very much. So it is my great pleasure next to introduce one of our peer mentors. Gabriella Nazarino is going to do a musical performance. Gabby is a second-year student from Modesto, California. She lived at home this semester. She is Zooming in with us from her home in Modesto. She's a pre-nursing student. She shares that she is a proud Filipina American, peer mentor, and member of the Red Cross Club and HNU Voices. Gabby, can you wave hello? And I see you have some people behind you. They're welcome to come in as well. Gabby, if you want to turn your mic on.
Oh yeah, sorry. That was my aunt and my mom. Yeah, so there's my aunt right there. She says hi.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. And I'll turn it over to Robert Lee, who's going to screen share the recording that Gabby worked on today for us. And as we listen to Gabby's performance and reflect on Gabby's performance, I invite each of you to put in the chat box a moment of success or accomplishment that you experienced during the fall semester. And Robert, I'll turn it to you.
Hi, I'm Robert. I teach in music at HNU, and I am former alumni and student of the university. I've been very involved in the music community, and we are all so proud of what Gabby has accomplished in her short time with us so far. We invite you to enjoy her video performance of What a Wonderful World, sung and accompanied by Gabby. Please enjoy.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow, they'll learn much more than I'll ever know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Thank you, Gabby. That was amazing. And definitely I invite everyone to give her a round of applause, either a Zoom applause or certainly using the reactions. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate the love. Thank you so much.
So it is my pleasure to now welcome Kaya Cook. Kaya is one of our peer mentors who started training for this position over the summer and has worked really closely with the first year students throughout the past 16 weeks. Kaya is a second year student. She's from Oakley, California. She lived at home this semester and she is Zooming in with us from her bedroom in her house. She's a marketing major, a peer mentor, enjoys attending the Thursday night event series, and sometimes attends Dips and Doug. Let's give a warm welcome to Kaya.
Hey everyone, and before I start, Gabby, amazing, and I love that song. That is my favorite song by Armstrong right there. So applause to you. And furthermore, yeah, I'm a peer mentor and I love it to death. This has been one of the things I look forward to. Even though 2020 has been crazy, I still keep myself like focused and just waiting to see my peer mentors, hearing my mentees and also the mentors. And I love hearing them talk, and you know, they give me a lot of good laughs. And it really does help get me through the year. And I get that most of you, it's kind of difficult trying to keep up with Zoom classes. And yes, Zoom fatigue is a thing. I mean, I get, even from my nephews, they feel like they just want to fall asleep. And even when I come downstairs and I check to see if they're on class, they're just asleep while the teacher is talking. And I'm like, you know, I tap them on the shoulder, wake them up. But it is really stressful, and just trying to get the work done. I found it good to have a timer. My phone is my timer. I usually time myself for an hour getting work done and then enjoying myself. Maybe trick myself in saying, hey, if you can get at least 3 assignments done, there's something waiting for you at the end, like Zoom, Netflix movies. Okay, I love Netflix. I may not be able to binge in one day because I can't do that. I need a little bit of break from the screen. And I even think to myself, wondering when this pandemic is over, will we still be on our phones? Because like we've been looking at a screen since January. So I know I'm going to stay off my phone for at least half a year next year. Working with my mentees has been the highlight of this year. They are amazing people. I don't know if they are all here, but shout out, you all are amazing. They even helped me figure out some tips to keep track, like keeping a calendar. I know one of them told me that they have a calendar just set for due dates, and I admire that. So it lets me know that they're on top of it and helps me get better at being on top of it. So it's really hard getting connected to HNU while not being there, but I find it like if you go on your emails, I know that there's so many emails out there for Thursday night series. Just like Laura said, I go to them like most of the time. I really try to, but if I have too much work, I gotta not do it that day. But every other Thursday, I would be there, and that is like another way to get in touch with everybody. So I do have my labs with other students, and especially to Friday, like, okay, I'm not thrilled to getting up and going to school in the morning. I'm so not, but going to the peer mentor meetings, it makes it worth it to actually get up. Like I never hear myself saying, yes, I'm finally it's Friday. I can get up and go to the peer mentor meeting in the morning. That's not really a thing I normally say, but in this case it is. Also chilling with Michelle Gerlin. I don't know if she's here in the meeting, but it is a joy to listen to her awesome, amazing soundtrack. It gets me energetic. And also like we're having a little party in Zoom. And I like to just talk about the other mentors. They give me laughs. It's my stress reliever. And I am proud that I get to work alongside with them and still be able to have that connection. It's like I got to know more of them now than I did before. So I'm very grateful for that. And I hope that next year will be different and that we can all be together. And I would just love to see all your faces. And hopefully the first years can have that college experience that they should have had this year.
Thank you so much, Kaya, for your leadership and sharing your reflections. I really appreciate your work. So it is my pleasure to now welcome a first-year student who's going to share her reflections. Grace Flores is from Palmdale, California. She lived in the residence halls on campus this semester. She's Zooming in with us from home, where she is staying with her family, and I know for sure at least one dog. She's a first-year class representative for ASHNU. She is also serving on the HNU Retention Committee and majoring in pre-nursing. Let's give a warm welcome to Grace.
Thank you, thank you. I hope my Christmas music's not too loud, but like said, hello from a pupper back home, Mr. Santa for the day. But yes, it's incredible to see you all just all together, you know. As much as I would appreciate seeing, you know, face to face, but under these, you know, sad times, Right? It's unfortunate that we can't. So under, look at us. Look at what we're doing now. We adapted so incredibly, and we are so unique in a sense that, we're Zooming in this case, and we're adapting in every sense. And I props to everyone. And you have gone so far, HNU staff, to put everything together and be very inclusive with your students. And, I, as a first year student, I am enamored by how closeness is evident in, Holy Names University. I am just so full of love towards Holy Names in the sense that I've gotten the best experience as my first semester now as a freshman. And each day is a new learning experience. And we're the first generation in the sense that's learning, all of us online. And props to us, we've adapted so incredibly quick. And, you guys are consistently picking up new methods, new tips to, really give success towards your students. And personally, like I said, so full of love to express my gratitude. So over the past semester, I've learned so much. I've learned how to really pick up other methods when making friendships and alliances, especially now more than ever. Our only sense of communication is through a screen, and it's so sad that I can't look at you all in the face and be like, I love you, much love, kudos. But I've learned so much over the past year, and I'm incredibly thankful for Casey for seeking resources and really going out of her way to teach me how to be a really good representative for ASHNU, especially for my first years. I see all of you first years that I have classes with, and it's just amazing. I've learned so much, and kudos and props from wherever you are at, and happy holidays, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Grace. I really appreciate your comments. And I haven't had a chance to have you on one of my classes yet, but I love meeting with you regularly in the retention committee. And I deeply appreciate all of your work and leadership at HNU. Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
now we're moving to the point that everyone's been looking forward to. So I'm going to be inviting all of the FYE faculty to share the names of the students in their class who are winners for this year's awards. So we're going to be, each class will have at least 5 different awards. I'm going to read over what the categories are, and then I think we'll go through it per section, starting with Polly Meyer's section first. So the first award is for a common reading essay contest winner. This year, the first year students read Angie Thomas's The Hate You Give, a fictional novel that addresses police brutality, systemic racism. Each first year student responded to an essay question that asked them to critically analyze 2 characters in the novel while reflecting on their own identity and lived experiences. The second award has to do with a 1-minute Speak Your Truth video. Inspired by the work of Dr. Wilson Okello, our 2020 Common Reading speaker, who uses the power of storytelling and spoken word poetry as a platform for education, liberation, and resilience. First year students were invited to create a 1-minute video that responded to the following question: what does it mean to speak truth to power? And then finally, we have 3 additional awards for outstanding FYE seminar participation, academic excellence in the FYE seminar, and dedication and perseverance. So it is my great honor to welcome our first instructor, Dr. Polly Meyer. And the title of her FYE seminar is Work Smarter, Not Harder. So please joining me in welcoming Dr. Meyer.
Hi, I like the promotion. I'm just a lowly professor, but thank you, Laura. It's just been a thrill to teach a section, and I've adored it, and I won't take too long. I will just start announcing. The winner of the essay contest is Jasmine Padilla. She wrote a searing and heartfelt, really deep essay about her response to the book, The Hate You Give. And then the winner for the video is Alicia Kelly. And may I share my, can I share my screen, Laura? Because I'd love to play her her video. It makes me cry. So
what Truth to Power means to me is taking pride in what you do, as well as to spread it with your whole community, as well as to spread awareness for what you do. For mine, I love photography. I love the scenery. I love anything that has a great view, basically, or maybe just animals at the point I can see. I take that as a way to view how my environment is, as well as to see how my community is. And every time I look at it, I'll be like, oh, this is my hometown. This is where I grew up. This is my home. And every time I look at it, there's always a new, like, vibe to it, is what I would say. There's always a new vibe to it. No matter if I go to the same place or like I'm still in the same place, it will always feel like something magical to me. And this is what it looks like in my life for Truth to Power. Thank you.
thank you. And when I'm feeling low, I just watch that video. Participation award goes to 2 students, Cesar Antillon and Alaren Newell. Academic excellence, Anna Detry, Eduardo Guillen, Jennifer Villalobos, and Elio Corral. Perseverance and dedication really has to go to every single student, but here are 6 who were exceptional. Dasha Tamarkina, Aaron Green, Aman G, Alicia Kelly, Jasmine Padilla, and Darren Steen. Thank you so much, students. It's been a joy to be your teacher this semester.
Thank you very much, and congratulations, everyone. So it is my honor to welcome Professor Kyla Cyril, who is joining us at HNU, and she taught the FYE seminar section on playwriting.
Hi, everyone. It is so wonderful to see your faces this evening and to be together in virtual space. I am thrilled to honor some of my students, and I will get right to it. The common reading essay contest winner in our class was Kimberly Guzman Castellanos, who wrote a really thoughtful and very well-researched essay that combined her experience and the book. And I learned a lot from reading it. I love learning from my students. So excellent work, Kimberly. For outstanding participation, Evie Camacho and Ricardo Ricky Diaz Calderon, I just want to honor your incredible participation in this class. And for dedication and perseverance, Maya Cooper wins this award. So once again, an honor also to me to be your professor and to be with all of you this evening. So thank you.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to the winners. So I'd like to introduce our next professor, Professor Melody Parker. And the section, the FYE seminar that she taught is called Environmental Justice is Social Justice.
Thank you so much, Laura. I'm so happy that the common reading went perfectly well with the environmental racism section that we ended up going over. It was intense, I think, for a lot of people, but I think people were very engaged, so that's helpful at these times. I want to thank all my students and my English students. I see some of you here too. It's been wonderful to get to know you, and your perseverance is inspiring. I never was dreading coming to class, or I was always just really excited to be around you and hopeful that some of you would turn on your cameras. And so that brightened my day, definitely, during these challenging times. So thank you for that. Yeah, you know, I love you. It's okay. So I want to announce the winner for my section for the common reading essay goes to Ella Elise Villanueva. She wrote an incredible essay, really put in her own experience and just really tied it in. It was pretty much perfect. So incredible writing, Ella. The Truth to Power video, the best for my section goes to Deanna Clark. Deanna Clark, she didn't think that she had an interesting video or a very good video, but she did amazingly, and she was able to share it with the class, which most people were too embarrassed to do. So thank you for that, Deanna. I also want to honor Ella Elise Villanueva for her Truth to Power video because it was also extremely good, along with her common reading essay. For dedication and perseverance, I want to honor Mia Ortiz Esparza. She has gone through some incredibly challenging events this semester as far as losing loved ones to violent acts. She still comes to my classes, and she still is very engaged in the classes. And so she must be a very strong person. Thank you, Mia, for inspiring us. And then last, I want to honor a group of people. They did an incredible podcast on environmental racism. It could win national awards. I want to enter it in a contest. And this award is the Team Player Award. And this goes to the group Ella Lavender, Ella Elise Villanueva, and Giselle Castaneda. Thank you so much for your hard work. They worked across 3 different time zones and on 2 different projects, including the podcast project. And they both turned out beautifully. Thank you for working together on this.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to all the students who won awards. The next professor that I'd like to introduce is Dr. Charlie Sarno. The FYE seminar that he taught is called The Sacred.
Hi there, everyone. Just a quick apology for being in my bedroom. I normally don't hold class here, but it seems to be where the Zoom connectivity is working. So first, I want to just acknowledge all the students in my FYE class. All their participation was great, and in these extraordinary times, they put themselves forward. And like Dr. Parker, it was always a pleasure coming to class because I would be able to enjoy the energy and the questioning that my students displayed. I do have 3 students, though, I want to single out especially for their uncommon work. First, for the Common Reading Essay Award winner, and she also is my award winner this class for academic excellence, is Camille Rivers. Again, many of my students have done excellent academic work, but Camille stood out in the quality of her writing, in its focus, and the way it was always on point, which I really appreciated. For the Speak Your Truth video winners, I have 2 students to acknowledge. And again, all the submissions from my students were definitely heartfelt and moving, but these 2 stood out for me. Kristen DeSicco and Simone Samiento both turned in outstanding videos. And Simone, I'm also singling out for her outstanding participation in the class, both in getting her assignments in, always on time, always on point, as well as raising critical questions during class. And while other students may have been a little shy to speak up, she was always willing to participate, which I appreciated. And then Kristen, also for her dedication and perseverance in working her way through this semester despite some challenging situations. So to all my students, again, thank you for being here and look forward to seeing you all next semester in some capacity.
Thank you, Dr. Sarno, and congratulations, everyone. I love the support that's coming through the Zoom chat as well. So the next professor that I am going to welcome is Professor Chiara Rosequist, and the title of her FYE section is How to Read Art and Architecture.
Hi, Laura and everybody. Like the others before me, I wanted to say that, and I told my students already that they were, I was really impressed by their attendance. It was incredible. They were always there, and they were always punctual. And it's incredible, really. I wasn't expecting, and it's not because of me. I kept telling them, it's because I just got so lucky. And I'm very happy. Anyway, best essay in my section was written by Damiri Lindo, who is not here tonight. He made a beautiful written work, brilliant, insightful, and powerful words. And the best video goes to Enrique Quinones. It was very delicate and profound. Outstanding participation goes to Chiara Evans. She was joyful, energetic. She always made their assignments before the due date. Crazy. I mean, it was incredible. And it was a pleasure to have her in our group. Academic excellence to Maya Hamilton, very high quality of all her assignments. And dedication and perseverance, I would say Chiara Evans, Hannah de los Santos, Uriel Lopez, who even if he works so much, especially in the weekend on Monday mornings, was always there. And Nico Solorzano, and actually all the others. Okay, and I'm done.
Thank you very much, Professor Rosequist, and congratulations to all of the winners. Our next professor is Dr. Kate Isaacson. Is Dr. Isaacson with us this evening? As I'm sure most of us have seen, Sister Carol sent out a prayer request for her family. I know that she's just recently lost some family members, so our hearts will be with her. And I'm sure when we reconnect with her, we can send her our warmest wishes as well. Dr. Isaacson, the class that she taught this semester is called The Path of Greatness. What I was able to get from Dr. Isaacson is that she has one phenomenal student that she was interested in honoring. She has award winners for all the other categories as well, but she wanted to make sure that I gave a shout out to ISIS tonight. So congratulations to ISIS, and I appreciate your work. Thank you.
Thank you.
ISIS, you're here. Congratulations. I just saw your mic pop on. Thank you. It's good to have you here. So I am the next one on the list. The title of my FYE seminar is Women's History, Activism, Social Change, and Power. It was an incredible delight to work with the 16 of you this semester. I'm going to miss you terribly come spring. And as I was talking with Casey right before we opened up the Zoom this evening, that I keep thinking the academic year is over because this class is ending. But I'm looking forward to thinking about how we can stay in contact with one another after the semester comes to an end. For in my class, the Common Reading Essay Contest winners, I have two winners. The first winner is Taylor Ortiz, and our second winner is Ale Hernandez. Ale also read the invocation this evening. I also have 2 winners for the Speak Your Truth video, Nyan Hernandez and Yareli Mendoza Vega. I will also be playing their videos, but in just a few minutes. For outstanding participation, I am honoring Aritza Brown and Shania Moore. They were always willing to have their video on. They are always willing to jump right in, and I really appreciate your energy in that area. Thank you. For academic excellence, I'm proud to honor Nina Gonzalez. And for dedication and perseverance, I'm proud to honor Judith Romero Hernandez. So I have 2 videos that I am going to share with you. And the first Speak Your Truth video is from Nyan Hernandez.
Hello everyone, my name is Nyan Hernandez, and speaking truth to power means that you have a very solid foundation of braveness, truth, and power. Power in you using your voice and standing up for something that you deeply believe in. Speaking truth to power means being able to fight every day just so that that voice of yours could be heard. It means taking a risk. It means standing up for it, even though people might criticize you on topics that are being thrown at us every single day and topics that need to be brought up to light. Speaking truth to power means that you will confront people of higher authority who might take it as criticism or be offended by what your voice is doing. I use my voice every day to maybe educate those around me who don't know what's happening around the world right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Nyan. I absolutely love that. And I am going to share the second video by Yareli Mendoza.
My name is Yareli Mendoza. I want to start by pointing out the obvious. It is hard to talk about my identity because it is personal. It is what makes me unique. Sometimes we are too hard on ourselves and therefore decide to limit our voice because of what others may think and say. So how does my identity connect to the big question of what is truth to power? I'm going to start by answering the question. Truth to power is dismantling and uncovering systemic injustice created and still enforced by the US government. Hold up, that's crazy. Anyways, people you are seeing are people who know who I am, who acknowledge my identity. They know that my voice matters, my existence matters, my future matters. They know that as a first-generation Latina, I value my education because my education is my inheritance. Little girls should know that their beautiful skin color and dark features are part of their identity and they should be proud of them. That their education is as valuable and as beautiful as their appearance.
So congratulations to all of your award winners. Thank you for all of the incredible work that you've done this semester. So the next faculty member who is on my list is Dr. Anastasia Prentice. The name of the FYE seminar that she taught this semester is called Heart, Hands, and Head. And unfortunately, she's unable to be with us this evening because she's in a board meeting. She might be able to squeeze back in during the last portion of this, but I do have the names of the students that she's honoring this evening. So for excellence in the common reading essay, Kaya Hayden is the winner. In the Speak Your Truth to Power video, Hannah Cortez. For participation, she has 2 winners, Stelena McCarthy and Ane Tuafiava. I'm gonna apologize now if I mess up anyone's first or last names. For academic excellence, she has 3 winners, Erica Kamatok, Hannah Cortez, and Kaya Hayden. And then finally, for persistence and dedication, she would like to honor Angelina Rice Mello, Callie Vandenberg, and Stelena McCarthy. And I have her Speak the Truth video that I am going to share.
I'm Hannah Cortez, and this is my video on what truth to power means to me. Truth to power to me is speaking out even if I'm afraid to do so. It's about giving life to my voice and standing up for what's right, even though I may be alone. It's about being creative with my voice to get those in power to listen and help make a change. Truth to power is about shedding light on the uncomfortable topics so that we can help lift each other up rather than drag each other down. Power isn't just about who's the strongest, but about who's the most creative.
Thank you and congratulations, everyone. So we have two more professors. So it is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Talia Moore. Her FYE section was Women of the Justice System.
Good evening. Thank you, Laura. It is a real honor to be here, and I'm so thrilled to be able to recognize my students for the outstanding participation. I have Olivia Lee. She was always, always willing to share, always willing to converse. So I really appreciated her willingness and preparedness in coming to class. For academic excellence, I have Nylea Ariano. She's just a real professional student, and I appreciate that. In her just being a first semester student, she was really always prepared. So thank you for that. For dedication and perseverance, I would like to recognize Alexandria Vega. I think that, just living through the pandemic, I saw some of her character strength exemplified, and I thought that that was outstanding. So wanted to recognize her for that. For the essay, Hate You Give, I kind of did a different kind of assignment with that assignment. And so I was fortunate to actually have 3 winners for that assignment. And that was Vanya Navarro, Eric Gonzalez Mejia, and Kiara Saavedra Reyes. So they did a great job in presenting this information. And then lastly, my Speak Your Truth video winner is Grace Flores. She's pretty active on campus, and I'm looking forward to seeing her continue to flourish as well. So thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Moore, and congratulations, everyone. So our final professor this evening, I would like to introduce Professor Robert Lee. The title of his FYE section was It's Okay Not to Be Okay.
Hi, everybody. It's a real pleasure to be here to see everyone and to recognize all of the amazing students who have both been recognized with these titles, but also for everyone who has been vulnerable, who has participated, who has taken this opportunity to really grow and to form their own community. As I mentioned in some of my other classes, I'm from Canada and I don't actually have any family here. And because of COVID, I haven't really been able to see a lot of my friends. And therefore, I've been so lucky to be a part of these classes, whether it's the ISAC classes or other classes I've taught, because I see these people more than I see my family and my friends, and I regard them as such, and it's been such a great way to connect. At the same time, we have a responsibility in school to learn and to grow, and with growth always comes vulnerability, and I really appreciate how this class in particular has really given students an opportunity to really express and to dive deep and to really look at how we are connected with each other. And the title, It's Okay Not to Be Okay, is partially about just accepting that we're here and that it's okay to feel this way because it helps us grow and we have future rainbows and things to look forward to. I want to really just thank everyone in my class because it's been a really amazing experience. It's my first time teaching this particular class and I've learned so much just from the students themselves. I'm blabbing, so I'm going to go ahead with the students. Outstanding participation goes to Mackenzie Johnson. I think she's not here, but one thing that really stuck out to me is that after we had a workshop with Shayla Ellis, who was a recent graduate and has done so much work on campus, we had a short Q&A, and I think Mackenzie and Shayla stuck around for another 45 minutes just going through shared experiences, and it was so great to see that this connection, which wouldn't have happened through without Zoom, was taking place, and it was really meaningful to see the connection and growth there. For academic excellence, Johanna D'Souza, who is also not here, but going through her responses and her questions and her thoughtful answers, it was just really amazing to see the level of depth that she goes into everything, and I was really impressed by what she produced. I also want to recognize Jason Castillo, who I awarded dedication and perseverance because mostly he has always come to my office hours. It's kind of lonely being at home, living alone and being away from family, and just to have the connection and someone who is checking in on me to see am I doing okay with the course load is really amazing. Of course, he's a great student too, always trying to submit assignments early and to get feedback, but it's nice that we have this community and that our students are active in leading that. I would like to recognize Jen Ang for the Common Reading Essay Contest. I've known Jen also through HNU Voices in Choir, and besides having an amazing voice, I think it's really outstanding that she's such a thorough and dedicated student, and I love seeing students in different classes really with all these characteristics showing through. She's got an amazing character, and I know she's going to go places. The last student I want to recognize is the speaker, or the winner for the Speaker Truth video, and this is Natalie Granados, who I am also fortunate to have in my class, Art Music as Protest and Celebration. And in this course, we looked at art music from Western Europe and classical music, and how that connects, and how that music and how those composers are a form of protest and celebration. And I think in that way, we are protesting by being present. We are protesting by the work. And our celebration happens because we are here and because we are, accomplishing things. And unfortunately, Natalie is at work, so she is zooming in with headphones on and so not able to engage with us. But I think it also goes to show her dedication to really taking on this commitment and doing the best. So this video, while it doesn't have the same cinematography as the other videos, I think the message is really strong and very pure and very raw. And that's what really stuck out to me. So I'd like to share that with you now.
I am Natalie Granados. What does it mean to be a Latina woman? It means the color of my skin does not define me as a bad person. No me define como mala persona. My background doesn't define my future. Being a Latina does not make me an alien. It actually makes me look for a better future. Me hace buscar por un mejor futuro. My power, my truth, mi poder, mi verdad is breaking the barriers towards success, rompiendo barreras hacia el éxito, and accepting who I am, no matter how many times they say you don't belong here. I keep my head up and keep moving towards my future. Being a Latina comes with cultura, poder, y tradición, comes with culture, power, and tradition. It is our job to start using the power that makes us believe in ourselves and believe that we can do anything. This is what I believe. This is what I stand for.
And I just want to end that I really love this video too, because her shift between languages I thought was so representative of the students that we have at this campus. And while it may be hard to follow because you're following two languages, and if you're like me, you don't speak Spanish, I think it's beautiful because we have so many talented students here, and there's so much that we have on offer in our community, and to see this represented in our student body is an amazing thing. So I'm so proud to be a part of this community, and I'm so proud of all the students I've had the pleasure of working with this semester. Thank you.
Thank you. I invite everyone to turn your mics on and give a round of applause and a shout out for the incredible work that you've participated in. Congratulations, everyone.
Yay!
Yes.
So I, in the middle of this, received a message from Professor Kiara Rosequist that one of her students is going to do a very brief performance, and then I'm going to hand it over to Aaliyah, and we are going to move towards wrapping everything up for this evening. So let's give a warm welcome to Kiara Evans.
Okay, I'm just gonna let you guys know I was told to do this, and a bunch of people were messaging me on my phone. So, I'm just gonna I guess rap, because a lot of people ask me to rap during class. So this is shout out to all the freshmen this year. You know, guys, we made it through our first semester. So we're blessed. We must confess, been put to the test, but we ain't gonna stress. Look to the left, our life's been a mess. Then we look to the right, God treated us the best. Jesus loves me, this I know. I can feel it in my heart, I can feel it in my soul. I trust him, I don't need a reason. Any season, I believe him. I was lost, had my eyes on the barrel. Now my heart has changed, got my eye on the sparrow. My life is narrow like a bow and arrow. Got away from the troubles, got away from the pharaohs. No matter the test, the mess that's stressing me, we gonna stay faithful because he keep blessing us. But I don't really care what people say. We gonna pray and Jesus love us anyway. So there you go. I'm supposed to do that. So let's do it.
Kiara, that was amazing. Thank you. Oh, I absolutely love that. Professor Rosequist, thank you for nudging her and messaging me. I am so honored to be surrounded by such incredible students and faculty and staff. I thank you all. So the last part of our gathering this evening is about staying connected. So Aaliyah is one of our first year students, and we have been talking about different ways to maintain connection on campus over Zoom, and then taking it over to social media and spending time hanging out together in different ways. So I'm going to hand it over to Leah in just a minute. She's going to announce the winner of our raffle prize and our Zoom contest winner, and she's going to talk a little bit about staying connected. And then for those who are interested, you might be able to stay around a little bit longer to play a game called Mafia as well. But I'll let Aaliyah and Casey check in on the time on that one. Okay, so Aaliyah is from East Oakland. She is Zooming in with us from this evening from the front desk on campus. All right, so let's see if everyone can follow this. She is a member of the class of 2022, the HNU Black Student Union, ASHNU, a peer mentor, a Hawk Day leader, an English tutor, and the women's basketball team. And I am fairly certain that I may have missed something. She is also a liberal studies major, and she is absolutely incredible. I have one quick story about Aaliyah. I was talking to her last week and she's like, hey, some members of my basketball team had some questions about registration. So I just put this video together for them and taught them how to do registration. I was like, okay, hang on. Let's go to the registrar's office. We're sending that out. We're going to work with you with all students. That's incredible. So let's give a warm welcome to Aaliyah.
Hello, how's everybody doing? As you can see, I'm at the front desk. I never go home, sadly, but I'm always here. So I was talking to Laura and I was explaining how the first years can get connected through a link tree. And I kind of want to show you guys what a link tree is. Is it okay if I share my screen, Laura? Let me just get my life together, sorry. I have a lot of...
Let's see, I think, did Casey allow it? Let me see.
Yeah, you all get to go, Aaliyah.
Okay, thank you. I have so much going on right now. I'm editing video for BSU and it's a lot. As you can tell, I do so many things. So a link tree is where you can share social medias, Instagram. Can everybody see this lovely Instagram page of mine? So this is my Instagram page, and basically I like to promote my YouTube videos. I like to promote front desk things, ASHNU things, BSU things, to where people can just be like, if I be like, oh, go to the link in my bio, they'll click this little thing called Linktree, and it has my Instagram name, of course. I click it, takes me to my Linktree. This is my Linktree. It has all my YouTube stuff, like my monthly playlist, my Instagram to my Armani TV Instagram. Make sure y'all go subscribe if y'all haven't yet. Go check out the crew. And then I have the videos for my videos, and then I have BSU stuff as usual. As soon as you click on it, like for example, it takes you to my Armani TV Instagram link actually, which is going to take you to my Instagram page. So, but yeah, so that's what Linktree is. It takes you to multiple links. But I was saying to Laura that it will be helpful for the first years to connect, and it'd be easier to like share it during like Zoom classes. I even know you're not supposed to do that, but you know, still take a little break or whatever. But yeah, just to share it during class and be like, hey, stay connected with me, follow me, let's chat. You know, we can't hang out with each other, but we, you know, we could Zoom. Yeah, so that's what a Linktree is. And then I had picked 2 contest winners. For the Zoom background, I'm gonna go with Kiara Evans because I love that background. Toy Story is the best. And then I'm gonna go with Grace with her little antler ears, and she just had the whole experience thing. So, but yeah,
I have this furthermore to that. The shirt I'm actually wearing, let me show you. It's
I have on my onesie.
I'm the reindeer. So we're matching.
But yeah, but that's all I have to share. If y'all want to stay behind and do some Mafia, I'm up for that. Mafia is our game. Casey, you know it. But yeah.
Thank you so much, Aaliyah. I really appreciate that. So part of what we had talked about with Aaliyah too, if you want to put your social media info into the chat or circle back to your cohort groups and you can share out that information. I just want to say thank you so much for everyone for coming this evening. As Aaliyah said, if you want to stick around just a little bit longer and hang out and play a game of Mafia. I've never played before, but if I stay, I get out of bath and bedtime duty. So you know I'm going to be here. I do have to say that we're going to wrap up at 7:45 because Thursday night game night will be starting. And Casey, I'm just going to hand it to you so you can make a plug for a Thursday night game night, but I deeply appreciate everyone's participation this evening. It was so wonderful to see so many screens on, and this group always blows up the chat. I am so incredibly grateful for that. Thank you so much, everyone.